Ah, yo como...
Acá es muy tranquilo, lo que pasa es que esta calle solo es muy fea.
Ah, sí, sí.
¿Sí?
So we're, I'm on my way to Ciudad Bolivar. Is good pronunciation? Ciudad Bolivar is correct? Sí, sí. Ciudad Bolivar in the taxi, meeting up with a local guide to see the Barrio. We're in the south of Bogota, which is considered like the more dangerous side of Bogota. You've got the north and the south. And yeah, we passed some pretty sketchy looking barrios. We passed one area which the taxi driver said is one of the most dangerous in all of Bogota, and it looked it as well. There was rubbish everywhere, you know, you could sense the sketchiness. Yeah, on our way to Ciudad Bolivar, we passed a few barrios and stuff on the hillsides. What's interesting is in the really sketchy neighbourhood we drove past, there was a lot of like motorbike shops with motorbikes just like outside, like on show at the dealerships, which is interesting because you'd think like in a sketchy neighbourhood you wouldn't have that on show, but yeah, so it just shows like maybe the different kinds of crime that happen. Rather than motorbike theft, it's drugs and robberies and stuff. But yeah, coming on my journey to Cuidad Bolivar. Cuidad Bolivar? Sí. So that on the hill, all the colourful houses is Cuidad Bolivar. Creo que el gobierno o el comune di Bogotá pitúa la casa. Sí.
Eso fue ya, es como un acuerdo de las personas que viven allá,
okay.
Junto con el alcalde de la localidad.
Okay.
Para pintar las casas y mostrar como algo diferente.
Sí. Por belleza.
Sí, darle algún tipo atractivo.
Okay. Un poco de color. Colores, sí.
Vivos.
Sí.
Colores vivos, claros.
So I was just saying that the Ciudad Bolivar, which is over there, now it's hidden by the trees, but it was the barrio with the blue roofs. I read that, I just confirmed with the taxi driver, I read online that the locals painted the roofs blue years ago to try and cut, as an initiative to try and brighten up the area. There's been a really big push to try and reduce crime and increase the respect and the pride that people have in their community in there, which I was reading about, which is quite interesting. And part of the reason why this local person who I'm meeting does these tours in there is the tour is literally called Hope, and it's to try and bring hope to the barrio, try and make it a little bit more livable for the people who live there, which I found was quite interesting, that there are local initiatives and campaigns to try and make their communities better. Just like you would get anywhere, I guess, that would have, socio-economic issues such as here. Ma il museo è
muchos turistas o no?
Mucho turístico,
Sí.
es muy turístico, sí.
Colombiani o
Colombianos
anche...
de diferentes partes
Ok.
del mundo vienen ahí, sí.
Ok. So, yo solamente yo acá, ¿estoy bien o no tanto?
Tú, pues, sí, sí. Si ya conoces, bien.
Sí, ok.
Si no conoces, es mejor que,
Sí.
pues, que vengas con un guía. Acá es muy tranquilo, lo que pasa es que pues, hay muchas personas que no les gusta la localidad de Ciudad Bolívar porque dicen que es un barrio muy peligroso, que atracan, que matan, pero acá es muy tranquilo, como tú puedes observar,
Sí.
desde el portal hasta acá, hasta el mirador está muy tranquilo, así que vamos a colocar la principal de Paraíso, el Parque Jimaní es muy tranquilo, la gente es muy amable, lo saluda a uno, pues, hay lugares que son muy peligrosos.
Sí.
Como un ejemplo, Paraíso, pero en lugares específicos,
Ok.
en cuadras.
Ah,
Que
ok.
es también San Francisco, Candelaria,
Sí.
Vista Hermosa, son barrios peligrosos también.
Ok, sí.
Que son barrios que uno se va a meter por una cuadra que sola, pues obvio lo van a atracar a uno.
Sí.
Pero que es muy tranquilo.
Esto dice que el barrio de la Ciudad Bolivar no es el más peligroso de Bogotá. No.
Pues Ciudad Bolívar es peligroso, te voy a decir,
Sí.
aquí te voy a decir mentiras, Ciudad Bolívar es peligroso, pero como te digo, en lugares específicos. O sea,
Sí.
entonces hay diferentes barrios que también, todo el mundo es peligroso.
Sí.
Colombia es peligrosa en cualquier lugar, Medellín, Cali,
Sí,
cualquier
sí,
lugar, Bogotá.
Ma todo el mundo es peligroso
Sí.
en modos diferentes, sí. L'Italia, Napoli, mafia, droga, en Londres, el teléfono. Eso es todo nuevo, todo eso.
Ah, tranquila, mi cara de quito nada, yo no he hablado con la gente, es que estoy llamando pero no me contesta.
Hola, buenos días.
So we've come to a local restaurant and we're having tamales.
Tamales.
Sí, ¿qué es eso? ¿El riso? ¿Verdura?
Ah, tamales con arroz, alberja, zanahoria, pollo.
Ah, okay. So it's like, vegetables, chicken, carrot. Carrot is a vegetable actually, isn't it? ¿Qué es eso? Eso.
Alberja.
Ay,
Alberja o garbanzo.
okay. It's good. It's nice, and it's really cheap. I think it's 5.000. 5.000. La cuesta 5.000 o más.
Pero no sé,
Sí. Bueno, sí. It's about 6,000, which I think 6,000 is like. I think 6,000 is like £2, which is crazy because it's just like a full meal with meat and veg and whatever carbohydrate this yellow thing is. I'm not sure. I thought it was rice, but it's not rice because it's not. He didn't say it was rice or so. And it's wrapped in like this leaf. Wrapped in this leaf. Doesn't look the most appetizing, but it is very nice. Nuevo.
La cancha.
Sí.
La cancha no, la cancha ya lleva muchos años.
Ah,
Ya-
ok.
Ya, digo yo, como para 15 años.
See. Wow. I was saying the football pitch in the middle of the Barrio is better condition than the ones we have in the UK, just in like communities and stuff, which is crazy. And I asked him if it was new, and it's not new. Which is crazy because it looks brand new. But yeah, this is like proper Barrio, but it feels so safe. Like it's so chill. It's so safe, and not seen anyone dodgy looking. Like Bogota, like feels, even though I was saying like I feel kind of safe, like you do see a lot of dodgy people and stuff, but here like there's literally no one, like everyone seems chill, like the vibes are really good. There's everything here as well. A lot of motorbikes as well, but there's everything here, you know, there's shops, there's barber shops, there's casino, there's nightclub, discoteca, see, nightclub, and yeah, they've just got everything here, so the people don't even have to go into Bogota if they don't want. So as you can see, you can get everything here. There's shoe shops, pharmacy. You've got street food stores. You've got food stores. Buenos dias. You've got casino over there. You've got everything you need. Everything you need up here. Fast food. Endless amounts of stray dogs, but yeah. They've even got a rip-off Ann Summers. I didn't see it, but like it looks exactly like Ann Summers, just with a different name, which is interesting. It's really clean though. It's really clean. You know, it's way nicer than Bogota. Muy pulido, muy
limpio.
Sí, muy seguro, muy sí. My Spanish is really bad, as you can see. Very, very bad. But I'm trying. Yeah, my Spanish is awful. Clothes.
Bueno, en los bloques
Sí.
podemos ver unos nombres de unas personas que fueron asesinadas en el Juan Pablo II. Fueron asesinados unos jóvenes porque pues ellos ya estaban en una esquina parados, un grupo de amigos, y pasó una camioneta y les dio bala con metralleta y pistola. Entonces la abuelita estaba descansando en la casa porque también mataron a una abuelita. La abuelita estaba descansando en la casa y ella escuchó unos disparos a ver qué había pasado. Cuando se enteró que su nieto ya estaba tirado muerto en el piso, su nieto. Entonces por eso también la asesinaron, por estar también ahí como en la calle.
Sí.
Por eso también la asesinaron. Porque acá en el 93, antes de la masacre, después de la masacre, hubo un paro que se llamó el paro del 93. Eso fue complicado, muy complicado porque tapaban calles, incendiaban calles y todo. Por las personas muertas en Juan Pablo.
Sí.
Entonces, por eso fue que se creó el paro del 93, por la masacre de Juan Pablo II.
So we've come up to basically at the entrance of the Barrio. The local community built a museum and a public library and a public garden, which I think is just amazing. So they all came together, and the local community, people from the local community, just built this really modern-looking museum, which describes the way how the Barrio was built. It describes some of the history of the Barrio, some of the history like to the cartels, and how that relates to the Barrio. And then they built a public library in here as well, which people from the Barrio can come and use anytime. And same with the garden as well. They've got a rooftop garden on the terrace, which people can just come, grow food. It's a really good idea, and I just find it really fascinating and really heartwarming that people from the Barrio just came together and built this. I just think it's amazing. I don't know, there's something about it, you know, people live in these conditions, which granted they're not horrendous, but they're far from what we know, and they're able to come together and build something like this is just incredible. And the way that the whole Barrio is so clean and tidy, and compared to Bogota itself, is just amazing. It's a testament to these people. It's also interesting because a lot of people from Bogota, locals, told me not to come here. They told me it's dangerous and one of the most dangerous neighbourhoods, but it's honestly, I have a feeling that there's a bit of tension between Bogota and this Barrio. It seems to be misunderstood, very, very misunderstood, and misrepresented in the media and by locals themselves as well, who, probably just living in fear from the past and from, what used to be. But is no longer really the truth anymore.
¿Otro? Sí, porque te la voy a dar. Bueno, el 21, ¿cierto? Cojo yo. Bueno, chao.
I've just come back from La Ciudad Bolivar. It's actually a lie, I've not just come back. It's currently the evening, it's about 1 a.m. on Saturday night, and I did the tour of Ciudad Bolivar on Saturday morning. But I just thought I'd come to you and give a few final thoughts. So Ciudad Bolivar was, and still is considered by many, a very dangerous barrio in Bogota. I can tell you from my experience this is wrong. Obviously, take it with a pinch of salt, because it is my experience. It's not everybody's experience, and everybody's experience will be different depending on who you are, how you act, what you do, which areas you go in, etc. It depends on so many factors, but I have never felt safer in Bogota as much as I did today in Ciudad Bolivar. It was developed, it was clean, there was no dodgy looking people around, whereas Bogota has all three of those things. But Ciudad Bolivar was actually beautiful in a strange way. It was very like, it had the favela structure of, houses built on top of each other with corrugated iron roofs and makeshift housing. So it did have that aspect, but also the people were lovely, which probably is a testament to their community spirit, because, in a place like that, there's going to be community spirit. You have to have it. So the people were lovely. Museum, which you saw in the video, and a public library which the people from the community built themselves, and there's also a cable car which is completely, it's developed. There's stations which are grand that lead up to the community, and they just also built a new path along the viewpoint and a new park for the local people. So it's a community on the up, and I just basically wanted to break the stereotype as, yes, okay, I am going to dangerous neighbourhoods whilst I'm here, but I also want to show the sides of Colombia and South America which aren't dangerous, because it's not all doom and gloom. They are countries that have struggled in the past with socio-economic issues and crime, but they're up and coming now. They're developing countries, if not already developed countries, and they're up and coming and have a massive, increasing tourism industry, and they're becoming increasingly safer and safer for people to visit. So give them 10, 20 years, and I think they'll be up there with Southeast Asian countries for travelling and trade and things like that. So I wanted to show both sides, and I basically, I've seen a lot of videos and read a lot of research that says that Ciudad Bolivar is the most dangerous hood in Bogota, and I didn't feel 1 ounce of unsafety whilst I was there, which was interesting, because in the centre of Bogota, you always feel a little bit uneasy, whereas, in this favela, essentially, I felt fine. I felt amazing. It was honestly like, people were interested in the camera, they would say good morning to you. In Bogota, people don't like the camera, to be honest. Probably because there's a lot of sketchy people who don't want to be on camera, which, is fair enough, I respect that, but also, yeah. One thing that struck me about Ciudad Bolivar was the fact that there was a massive football pitch in the centre for kids, well, just for anyone to use, but there were kids playing on it when I was there, and it's completely free, and it was a perfect 4G pitch in perfect condition. And I asked if it was new, because I assumed it was new, but it wasn't. It had been there for 15 years, and it was better than anything we've got in the UK. In the UK, football pitches you either have to pay for, or they're in tatters, and that I found really, really interesting. That between that and the viewpoint they had just built, and the really modern looking library and museum they had built, and how clean the whole barrio was, I was like, wow, this is like not your typical favela. It's not what you expect when you think of a favela, and that gets represented in the media. So I just wanted to I wanted to break the stereotype of favelas. They're not all dangerous. Favela doesn't translate to dangerous hood. It just translates to a hood, a neighborhood. That's what it translates to, essentially. So they're not all dangerous like people associate them to be. They're not all dirty. They're not all full of dodgy people. They are just, most people in these places are just normal people trying to get on with their daily lives like anywhere in the world. You just get a minority who ruin it for the others. That's how life is. So yeah, it was a really, really eye-opening experience, and I hope I've like debunked a lot of the videos online which show Ciudad Bolivar to be one of the most dangerous hoods in Bogota, because it's not true. It may have been like 20, 30 years ago, as my guide was saying, but nowadays it's not true. It's definitely not the case. You can go up there without a guide, without a local, as a tourist, and as long as you stick to the main street, you would be completely fine.